everybody. Welcome to day one. Breakfast with Bob from the Challenge Championship in beautiful Šamorín. My name is Bob Babbitt, brought to you by Master Spas, HOKA Fly Human Fly, deboer wetsuits, the Outrigger Kona Resort and Spa, and of course our Challenge Athletes Foundation. Our next guest, Mr. Tom Bishop. Tom, always a pleasure to chat with you. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. We actually caught up in the bar yesterday, didn't we?
So last night was pretty nice. It's
yeah.
always nice to be able to chat with folks when I love this.
Yeah.
But just getting some background. So you spent the last month in Thailand?
Yeah, I've been training in Phuket with my fiance. We were kind of based there because she's racing in Japan this weekend as well. So I was like, it's a good place to be for her to travel over to Japan, and then I can just come back to Europe and race. So.
And the hard part is when you live back home in the UK, when you think, okay, I'll just rest and relax, you got a lot of obligations and things come up. If you really want to relax, you sort of have to get out of there.
Oh yeah, like we wanted to have a training camp feel where you just train, eat, sleep, and repeat. So yeah, like we're in the process of moving house back at home. So moved in with my parents for a bit just to try and find somewhere in the meantime. And yeah, just found we just wanted to get out, focus on training, focus on our season. So yeah.
So take me back to getting into the sport. Was your background more swimming, running?
I always swam as a kid. Like my parents initially, it was safety first,
right, of course.
And then so learned how to swim, joined a swim club, did a bit of running at school, athletics, cross country, and then got into triathlon. I don't know, maybe when I was 7 or something. I can't really remember. Just because my mum and stepdad did it, so I kind of tagged on with the kids' races with their races.
Yes.
So yeah, and then kind of just got into it. And I had to make a choice at one point between doing triathlon and cricket.
Yes. Oh.
I was really enjoying cricket when I was a teenager, but then I was like, I'm probably a bit better at triathlon, so I went down that route.
Yeah, and now cricket, huge. UK, right? I mean,
yeah.
It's funny where we were in. I think we were in the UK, and it's like everything on TV: cricket, soccer, soccer, a little bit of rugby every once in a while. But
definitely. Yeah, they're the three big sports I'd say in the UK. Obviously, there's golf and tennis and things like that. But yeah.
So when I was looking back at your world triathlon career, and people. It's funny, a lot of our viewers, they don't know any of that stuff, right? They know you now from the last couple of years and getting second in Challenge Roth last year.
Yeah.
But then you look at your World Triathlon, 87 starts, 17 podiums, 4 wins. That's a career for you. And you could have basically said, okay, my career in triathlon is done. I've done what I can. I tried to make the Olympic team, and you know what? I did it all.
I was happy to finish short course career. I'd kind of achieved as much as I could have done. Obviously got close with a few things, didn't quite make the Olympics, but I'm not really gutted about that anymore. Obviously it's a dream that people push on you all the time when you're doing short course, and as long as you give your best, if it doesn't quite work out, then so be it. And I was kind of racing during the era of Johnny and Alice's dominance, so it was always really, really hard.
It was one spot.
Yeah,
you knew that maybe,
Yeah, it was always really hard to kind of, when they're winning everything, to try and kind of, have the confidence to race by yourself and race successfully, because they just led the way.
Yeah, but you had some really, really good races. When I look back at the ITU stuff, when we talk about. Is the earliest one I saw. 2010 silver at the grand final in Budapest. 2011 a bronze at the grand final in Beijing. In 2012,
Auckland?
The bronze? Yeah, Auckland. Bronze at the grand final in Auckland.
Yeah,
that must seem like a different eon, a different person almost.
Oh yeah, I was just like a young 20-year-old guy. But there's still, I remember the race in Auckland because Aaron Royal won that race.
Yeah.
So obviously I was racing people back then in short course as a junior under 23. I was still racing now.
That's what's so cool.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I like looking back at the results from 2012 Olympics, and you see Annie Hogg, and you see Daniela Reef, and you see so many, obviously Alistair and Johnny, but people are in this sport for the long haul. So the transition, when did you get to the point where you felt like, okay, I love the sport, but it's time. I need to move to something longer.
It was I think it was 2022. The Olympics had gone in 21.
Right.
And I was like, okay, I started the year doing short course and I just wasn't enjoying it. I think the stress that I'd kind of had the previous year of the Olympic stuff, I was like, it's not for me anymore. I've achieved what I wanted to do. I'm happy with my short course career.
Yes.
I'd always wanted to do an Ironman or a challenge, full distance, half
Sure.
distance. I wanted to get involved with that side of professional racing, and did a few in 22. I think I had a dabble in 22 at kind of the PTO put on some races, didn't they, post-COVID?
Because there really wasn't anything else out there.
My first one was in Eton Dornier near London, and I had
got fourth.
Yeah,
to 2021, right?
Yeah, that's right. And it was tough, and I was like, oh, this isn't as easy as I thought it was going to be.
Because the mentality is we've got speed. All they're doing is going longer. They're older and slower, and we'll kick their butt.
And I set off on the run like trying to go for the win, and I just completely blew up. Like, it was. Yeah, that was the first experience. And then the year later, I did a few more.
Right.
I enjoyed it, started to kind of learn the sport, and haven't really looked back since.
What's fascinating to me is just how much it's changed. It used to be people did the sort of Olympic format, and they didn't move into this until they're 30.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, these guys, Magnus Ditlev, these guys, they don't really... They're not even thinking about World Triathlon. Yeah. They're going, we're moving right into, I want to go longer. And they're coming in at 2021, 22. They're coming in young, and they're not scared of anything.
They're changing the sport. I mean, you look at pro cycling and how good the best are in the world, and they're in the mid-20s, and they've been successful since their early 20s. Like,
right.
If you train right for the right distance, like, the younger you are, like, you're just going to smash people, basically. Like, as simple as that. I mean, I'm not saying people in the 30s can't win races. Like, look at Patrick in Kona last year.
Yeah.
Like, that's inspiring.
And Lionel's still out there, and the guys are still doing well.
Yeah, but obviously you've got this new generation of younger ones coming through who will just attack the race.
Yes.
I think that's the difference there, and they're not scared of doing something different.
It's funny, when I was doing my research for the Kona this last year, and I'm seeing all these names I don't know, Menno Koolhaas and names like that. I'm like, who are these guys?
Yeah.
Or Kieran, right? And I started doing some research, and you got all these guys are swimming 47. Yeah. They're riding 4 hours or 4:02 for the full Ironman bike, and they're running sub 240. They're running 2:38. You're like, I don't know who these guys are, but there was probably of the top. I think we interviewed like out of the top 16, 15 of them, and probably 8 of them I had never met before. Yeah, they're all brand new.
Yeah,
and it's so cool.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's really good. It's like it's just moves the sport on, and you're just seeing faster and faster races all the time. And I don't know where it's going to stop, to be honest. Like, there's the innovation as well, the technology, all the science.
Everything on a bike.
Everything is helping people go faster.
When I look back, when Mark Allen won Ironman 6 times, his fastest ever bike ride was 4:28, right? 4:28, and then last year, Sam Lelo ran 3:57, something like that.
It's crazy.
So it's obviously those guys were phenomenal athletes back in the day. So the technology on the bike, everybody getting in a wind tunnel. I remember back in the day, people would take wheels and go out to this place called Fiesta Island and said, well, I'll try the different wheels. There was really no wind tunnel options. It was, let's just ride in a circle and see what happens.
It's crazy how fast things, and even in the past few years, actually, like everyone's aero testing now. Like, even maybe 4 years ago, only the best could have access to that. But now, like, you didn't even have to go into a wind tunnel. You can go into a velodrome, and these sensors can pick up the difference of 1 or 2 watts. It's really impressive.
And it's the fact that you're talking 1 or 2 watts.
Yeah.
Back in the day when they're doing wind tunnel, the whole thing was, okay, we're doing all this testing, and it's really this big block here. Yeah. That's the big problem, the head. Yeah. And so you duck your head. No, they figured the fabric made a difference. Everything made a difference.
Yeah. Well, even now, I've spent an hour just fiddling with my bike, just trying to just tweak a few things, make sure it's ready for race day. So you never kind of stop working on it and things. So.
Forever. When did you start feeling, okay, I can be successful at this distance? Because I mean, in 2022, you were 3rd at Swansea and 4th at Challenge Wales and 2nd at Peguera Mallorca. Mm-hmm. So you were having success right away.
Yeah, I think it was I raced Daytona and Clash Daytona, Clash Miami. It was Daytona the one. I kind of rode off the front and got a minute gap on everyone.
That's right.
Which was...
And everybody was there.
Yeah.
It was a huge field.
That's what made me think, I've actually got something here. Then went to Miami a few months later. and came second. Jason West charged me down.
Oh my God, he had such a great run.
That's when we saw how fast he could run
in the heat.
Yeah.
That was nutty. And yeah, so that was Clash Miami 2023, and then you win. Was that the first win at Challenge Puerto Veras?
Puerto Veras, yeah.
Yeah, and then Wales.
Yeah, Wales, yeah.
Wales,
and then I came second, I think, in Welshie later on that year. Freddie won that race. So
yes,
that year was a good year with like a few podiums and stuff like that. So, but I kind of finished that year thinking, okay, focus on trying to do a full distance, which is why I had Roth in mind. I speak with Belinda Granger quite a bit, and I was asking her advice about full distance racing, and she was like, just do one you're gonna have a great experience at, and she said Roth's the one. So that my goal last year was just
get the Roth.
Can I deliver a full distance race successfully? And yeah.
So when you 46 swim, 405 bike, 242 marathon. That's about as solid as you can get.
Yeah, it was a good day. Yeah, it was a good day.
For your first long distance.
Yeah, I think my toenails have only just grown back, actually. I lost both it was painful, to be honest, towards the end. But I learned a lot, and it's given me, it's made me think full distance is actually the distance I kind of want to go for.
Because it's funny when you're doing the shorter distance, I've had athletes tell me that they don't want to do the transition from short to long. If I take more than one gel, I'm out. Right? I don't want to be thinking about, because that's the fourth event. That whole nutrition thing, figuring that out is tough.
Oh, and I think you just got to find what works for you. Like you hear some crazy stats about people trying to take on 200 grams of carbs an hour and things like that, which is, I guess it depends how big you are, to be honest.
Yeah.
But you've got to practice with it. Make sure you find the right product and things like that.
Right.
So.
So this course, you were last year you DNF'd here.
Yeah, I didn't finish last year.
You were in the run.
I was ill the morning of the race, so I just raced until I had nothing left. So.
But you were up there.
Yeah, I think I was in fourth at the point that I kind of stopped. I went from running like race pace 320s. I was actually closing in on the podium, and then slowed down, stopped, found some shade, and just sat there for like 30 minutes. So.
I think I'll nap here for a while. I'm done. So you look at Ironman World Championships in Nice. Is that a good course for you? Because there's a lot of climbing.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Yeah, I'm not like the biggest guy, so hopefully the power to weight will be okay. So that is a goal to try and qualify this year if I can. I'll have to leave it quite late because Roth's kind of in the middle of the qualifying period, so I need to be clever with which qualification race I pick because I only have one shot at qualification, I think. So.
And what's tough this year is a lot of people took an early start, right?
Yeah.
They did early April. They went to Oceanside, and then they went to Texas.
Yeah.
And so they got some points for that whole Ironman Pro Series.
Yeah. Like Texas was originally on the plan to race this year, but I raced in Topor at the end of last year.
Yeah,
Took me a while to kind of recover from that, and then I got ill at the start of this year, which it kind of took me out for about a month of training. So I couldn't really get going, and I didn't really feel confident with my form until I literally got in this training camp that I've just been on. So
yes.
I kind of had to forgo the Pro Series, unfortunately, but there's other great races I can do, like this one, like Roth and things like that. So I'm not too bothered.
So you've seen a ton of this course. What's special about this course?
It's fast. It's probably, I think last year Freddie might have got the half distance bike record here.
Wow.
So you're riding 47k an hour pretty much. I think I did it 2 years ago, and it was me, Aaron, Freddie, and Matisse Margrier.
Yeah, yes. You got fifth here, right?
Yeah. So the chase pack, who caught me, Peter Heinrich caught me.
Okay.
Just at the end. But yeah, we got a break, and we rode, I think we averaged like 47k an hour. Freddie was a bit quicker last year, so it's fast. That's what's special about this course. It's really fast.
So your girlfriend or fiance?
Fiance, yeah.
Fiance?
Yeah.
And she's focusing on World Tri?
Yeah, she's racing Yokohama World Series on Saturday.
Which means you'll be up late watching that thing.
I don't think I'll be able to sleep, so I'll watch that race.
But the fact that you're training for longer stuff, she's training for shorter, you obviously have a decade and more experience of racing that short course. Do you see her as someone who can go longer? down the
Yeah,
line?
she's done a few non-drafting races. She did Challenge Beijing last year, which was an Olympic distance, but she came fourth there, which was a really good result.
Yeah.
And then Laguna Phuket Triathlon, she raced that last year as well, which is a hybrid distance between Olympic and half.
Right.
And she was third. So, but I think for now, like, she's got the chance to qualify for the Olympic Games. So I was like, put your focus in on that. Give it, like, it's a few years away.
Things,
You can try a few things, but I was like, you've got a chance here, so I'd say go for that. You've still got time to do longer distance races if you want.
Yeah. Well, and the Olympic chase, the journey itself is what makes it enjoyable. As you were chasing that forever, but that wasn't the end all for you.
Oh no, definitely not. And there is another door opens if something if that one shuts. So she'll be good hopefully this weekend. Yeah.
So the fact that you've been doing this for so long, were there points where you started thinking, okay, what's my real life going to be? What's my real career going to be?
I get that thought all the time, to be honest.
Yeah.
But then it's usually at night when you can't sleep and you're like, what am I doing? What am I doing?
And then I got to get up in the morning and do this again.
But then you wake up the next day and you're actually like, I have a goal. Like, you do wake up, you go training, and so. It's not a conventional way of earning a living, but it's fun and you get to travel the world.
How old are you now?
Stuff. 33.
Oh, you're still a young guy.
Yeah.
You know what's cool about this? You could do 15, 20 years of this and then decide what you want to do next.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like the world moves pretty fast, doesn't it? So
it
who knows what's gonna happen afterwards. But you often think, it'd be nice to have a stress-free job, but then I don't think any jobs are really stress-free.
No.
So I just got to enjoy what I'm doing right now.
Well, the nice thing is you sort of call the shots. Mm-hmm. For a lot of people who live with celebrity, as an athlete, top athlete, they can't go anywhere anytime.
Yeah.
Where you can be a celebrity at this sort of small sport.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do whatever and then people are wanting autographs, wanting photos, all that type of stuff. And as soon as you go to the airport,
no one knows you are.
No one knows who you are.
Yeah.
And you get to be your own person and do your own thing. I think that's the best of both worlds.
Yeah,
it's
good.
Pick and choose when you want to deal with that. But what's nice is to be celebrated, for people to look at. I mean, when you finished second at Challenge Roth, for all the stuff you did for the ITU circuit, did you get more notoriety for a second at Challenge Roth?
Oh yeah, Roth was definitely the biggest result.
Yeah. But all of a sudden people know it's like you're an overnight success. I've been doing this stuff since 2008, 9, 10, and now all of a sudden you know who I am. But that's what happens.
Oh, I'm looking forward to getting back there this year. Like the whole atmosphere, the way the community gets around it, and I'm going back with my homestay that I stayed with last year as well because they were really, really nice people.
Isn't that the best? Now, have you done a lot of homestay?
No, that was my first homestay, I think.
Really? All these years? Well, because when you're traveling with the whole ITU thing, they put you up at the hotels.
Yeah, they do, yeah. I really enjoy the homestay thing, and I would definitely look at other races, which especially I get in the US, they have quite a few homestays.
A lot of homestays, yeah. And the difference when people go to Yokohama and some of these other races, there's really not an age group component to it. Right?
No,
it's
not
just,
huge.
You're sort of your unique type of thing, and I'm betting that you enjoy that aspect of the longer course racing.
Yeah,
that it's here's these people who are doctors, lawyers, dentists, and they're balancing family and stuff, and they do the sport.
It's so impressive how they can. Yeah, I think triathlon takes them a whole life, and they have family, work, everything else, and it's like it's so cool that they can. Still dedicate so much of their time to this sport, which is so good.
I love it. Tom, always such a pleasure to chat with you. I learn something every time we chat, even if it's just in a bar.
Yeah.
I learn good stuff.
I enjoyed the stories you were telling me yesterday. I learned a lot about triathlon.
My wife always tells me, you need to get rid of some of that old crap in your head and make room for some new crap. Because you've got all these old stories. Yeah. All you do is bore people with them. I was like, it's sort of fun.
It interesting. It was good.
The sport has such a rich history. Really good stuff.
Sure.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. And have a great one. Be nice for you to win this thing.
Yeah, I'll try my best,
I love it. Tom Bishop has been our guest again, day one, Breakfast with Bob from Challenge Championship. Hold on, everybody. We'll be right back.